Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the synchronous, the asynchronous. Let me just share my screen here.
Brian, are you there?
Yes, just a second.
Meanwhile, others can log on to the Moodle. Those who need practice.
Practice we need.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through how we can facilitate courses. And basically, I'm going to show you how we can do this through our Moodle. So I have already assigned to me, for example, my course here is mobile computing and networks. So what are some of the features that we can use for asynchronous? Father Max already mentioned some of them. We talked of the discussion forums, announcements, the videos.
Can you perhaps begin from how you enter into this so that we
the synchronous.
How we enter into Moodle.
Yes,
the synchronous.
Step by step.
Okay.
We are not getting you. You are breaking. I don't know.
Brian.
I was asked to start from where it all starts from. Is it okay now?
It is okay, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for us to access the Moodle, you have to mu.ac.ug.
Please, members, please mute your microphone. It is not muted. Yes, Brian, you can go on.
Okay. So when you visit elearning.umu.ac.ug, it should be able to load this. Then you just tap on login. This is an assumption that you already have an account. So if you don't, you need to contact Michael. So I'll log in with my account. Please don't steal my password. So when I log in, it will be able to show or to load, to display all the courses that I'm part of. So I'll just pick one of those. Selected mobile computing. So by this time, we all know how to request for a course. So if you had requested a course and you log in, then it should be able to display those courses that you've been assigned to. So we have a number of tasks we can execute here, but before we do anything, we have a feature here under administration, which is turn on editing. So unless you turn on editing, you can never do anything. So we shall turn on editing. The moment you do that, actually it gives you this other option of add an activity or a resource on every section. What we also need to note that it aligns all the content that we have into different sections, and you're free to add any number of sections. So taking a scenario of, since we are talking of asynchronous, we want to engage students even when we are not on the live session. So we shall be using things like announcements, we shall be using things like forums, blogs, wikis, assignments, etc., etc. So I'm just briefly going to talk about a few of them for now, and then maybe later on we can be chatting in more details. So I'll start with user management. How are we handling our participants? So again, when you turn on editing, you have a feature for users. Then you can see the enrolled users. But for now, what's important is the enrollment method. How do they enroll into this course? So when you tap on this enrollment method, it has an option of manual and automatic, but for our setting, we have a manual one where we need now to provide students with an enrollment key. So when you tap on the enrollment method, it should lead you to this page where you can be able to choose an enrollment method, which is a self-enrollment. So the moment you choose that option, you will need to provide an enrollment key. So here you put an enrollment key, which you provide to your students for them to enroll into your course. Option B would be to ask the administrator, Michael, or Dr. Shiba, to enroll all your students in the course. So having done the enrollment, I already have an enrollment key for my course. I'm not going to change it. Here now we have, you notice that in my course, I have currently 14 students. But then how am I going to manage all these 14 students? They might not be very many, but to make sure that all of them participate in the course. So what I did was I created groups still under users. So I can manage my groups in here. So I assign students to groups such that I can assign, let's say, a project to a certain group, and then they can even do submission within a group. So basically, that's how we can do with user management. Let's now roll back to our content. How do we provide students with asynchronous content? So I'll start with a basic one, which is announcements. Here we can put things like there are some deadlines coming up, there is a test coming up, etc, etc. So we can always add it here. So we always have, the moment you have the turn editing on, we have an option of, you always have this button of add activity or resource. So when I add an activity, it gives me a whole list of activities that I can add to a certain topic. So it can be an assignment, it can be a chat, it can be a forum, etc, etc, or even feedback, which is more or less like a forum. So here I added just a forum on which students can always participate. So I added a chat, for example, in this case. Secondly, how do we add notes? How do we create content so that students can be able to find it? So here I'm going to look at file attachments. How do we do file attachments within Moodle? So it's again, almost the same. All you need to do is you go to that button, add an activity or a resource, and then look for file. So there's an option for file under resources. So when you add file, just say, okay, select file, then say add. You provide some details about the file. Maybe, let's say it's an introduction course. So introduction. Introduction to mobile computing. Then you can put some description describing maybe what the attachment you're going to add is all about. And finally, under the select file, you should be able to upload a file from this point. So you just click on upload, then select the attachment that you wish to attach. So here it should open a window, then allow you pick a file from your computer, give it a name, and then finally, so it gives you, let's say I'll select introduction, then open, then give it a name here. And I think this is something they'll be mentioning about the licenses, the kind of content we provide. So I'll just select this license and then upload. think my connection is a bit slow, but if I'm successfully uploading the file, then yeah, it's going to refuse because I've not attached anything for now. But the moment I upload that file, it's going to appear like this, where you see lecture 1, introduction to Android. So this is just a PowerPoint that I attached onto the notes in the same way as I've just shown you. Then another way to do this is through adding things like video clips. Now, for video clips, you can design or you can record your own video and then upload it, say, on YouTube or even on Google Drive. Then you can just link it onto your Moodle. Then students can always watch it just within Moodle. So the same way, you just come to add an activity or resource. But this time around, you add a video. So there are 2 ways of adding a video. One, I could add a video using a link, but also I could add a video using a label. So let me show you the maybe a more interesting one, which is the label. So when I tap on label and I say add, it's going to open this dialog. So I need to add a video inside here. I have 2 options still. One, I could just click on this icon here. Actually, when you click on it or when you hover, it shows you that insert or edit an audio stroke video file. Or sometimes you need to record, though for now we wouldn't advise you to do this because of the resources of the server we have. So it's better you link one maybe from YouTube. Now, how do we do that for, let's say we have a video on YouTube. How are you able to link your video to your Moodle? It's still very simple. So I'll just get one video here. Let's say this one. I want to connect or to link it to my Moodle such that my students can easily find it. All I need to do is you come to share within YouTube. You just come to share. Now you can share on YouTube, on Facebook, etc., etc. But what we're interested in is we need to embed. So you select the embed. It's going to generate for you this code. So all you need to do is to just copy this code. Or you can even just click down here, copy. Then go back to our label. Now to add this code to our label, it might seem a little hectic, but all you need to do is you tap this button that's facing down to show some hidden buttons. Then we have another one here with 2 angle brackets and a slash in between. So it generates for us HTML code. So all you need to do is remove that and paste what you copied from YouTube. When that is done, just save and return to the course. So you will have something similar to this. So students now will be able to follow, to watch the video within Moodle. So I'm thinking here we're trying to create some kind of interactive content. Before I go off, I also need to mention something to do with the forums. So we need to create an environment where students can always interact. Professor Mark talked about it, Professor Max talked about it also. So when we are creating a forum, we follow the same. We just click on add resource or activity. Then in the activities this time around, we select forum and then add forum. You give the forum name. Maybe class discussion. Can give some description. And then just below here, it can be a single simple discussion, or it can be a standard forum for general discussion. Normally, this is the best one we can use. However, it can also be a Q&A forum where we have students asking questions, we have instructors answering. Then we have this option where we have each person to post one discussion. This might not be so useful, mostly if it's not on assessment. Then to make sure that these students are engaged and really contribute, we have down here activity completion. So when you tap on activity completion, we can set when will this activity be set that it's complete. So all I need to do is to select that, to show that activity is complete only when a certain condition is met. Then below it gives me options of the kind of conditions that are to be met. So for example, if I need at least each one of the participants in class to at least contribute something, then you just say each student must at least post one discussion or one reply, at least one. So the moment a student posts this, then it will mark the activity or to mark on the forum that, okay, this particular task has been completed by the student. So when all that is done, you save and return to the course. So you notice that I've created a class discussion, but then let's just view how my students are able to view this. We can change roles. So this is what the students are able to see. So when you look at the class discussion, it has a dotted square box here, but normally those doing.
Brian, where did you get change role from?
I beg your
Brian,
pardon?
where did you get change role from? I got lost.
Change role, if you're the teacher, you go to your profile name up here. So mine is showing Brian. The moment you click on it, it gives you another menu. And then here currently I'm having return to my normal role, but then before it will be having switch role. So you just tap on switch role. Then you select the role you want to play for now. So I'm playing as a student for now. And I'm showing where the student is able to see from the other side. So this is the discussion forum we've just put. A student can never complete this unless they submit something within the forum. Unlike when you look at Android Development 1, here a student is able to just click and then the task will be completed. Meaning, if a student doesn't read, he can still click and then complete or show that completed the task. However, this one, the student has really to get engaged. Lastly, I'm going to end with, these ones I think we shall be talking about them. I'm going to end with the Sacrum
Brian,
Hero.
your time is almost gone. You have like 3 minutes.
Ah, okay. So I'll just end with this one. How do we utilize our PowerPoints? So I'll just click on this. So when I go in here, you might not notice that I'm actually using a PowerPoint. Okay, but this is and a PowerPoint which is a little bit more interactive than the usual. So instead of uploading a file just, I should be able to upload my PowerPoint in this format such that actually students now can navigate through it within Moodle. So how do we do this? It's very simple. All you need to do is, again, you go back to add activity. This time around, we shall not select a PowerPoint, but we have, okay, just a second. I need to turn on editing. So this time around, I don't add a PowerPoint, but rather what I do is I add, just go to add a resource. This time around, I'm going to add what we call a Sacrum package. Now, this Sacrum package is, you've created your PowerPoint already from your Microsoft PowerPoint. We shall visit a site. I think I'll have to share this also. The site is called sacrumhero.com. Then we upload the PowerPoint in here. The moment you upload, the rest happens automatically. So it does the conversions and then it will give you an option to download. Then you will download a file that is having a .zip. It's normally your course.zip. Then that file is what we shall be uploading up here. So the moment you select a Sacrum package, the next thing is to upload a file that you would have got from the Sacrum Hero site. So you just upload it here and then save and return. So your attachment or whatever you would have attached should appear in the same way as I've just demonstrated from the previous one. For purposes of time, I think I can stop there.
Yes, thank you so much, Brian. I think you had many beautiful things, but time. Yeah, I want to encourage ourselves that we should continue getting in touch with these presenters. We should not be embarrassed. Not knowing is not a crime. So let's get in touch. Brian will request you to give us your number, if you don't mind. Eva gave us her number. I believe most of us now have Michael's number, because we need to keep getting in touch with these people. Don't get lost and keep quiet. You can contact anybody whom you think can be useful. In this technology, some of us have got the phobia, but the more you use it, the more you understand it, the more confident you become. So don't get embarrassed. Call anybody. You can get our numbers, whichever number, and try to talk to these people. Maybe we have not picked everything, but through practice we will pick. So I encourage us to do that. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I want to suggest that if there is any question, you can post it on the chat. You can also get in touch with Brian. Brian, please give us your number, as I said. Yeah, so I say thank you. Yeah, then the last person on the presentation is Michael. Michael is taking us through screencasting. And Michael, you have only 10 minutes. You there, Michael?
Yes, I am. Okay.
You have the floor. Thank you.
All right. Okay. I'm going to briefly talk about screencasting. Screencasting is a process of recording your screen. And we have just, as we were going through Brian's presentation, I was actually recording. And what he was doing was basically screencasting. He was demonstrating activities while he's speaking, and they were all being recorded. So this is a typical example of screencasting, what Brian was doing. He was going through steps, moving through windows, and as he was doing all that, he was speaking. And I was recording what he was speaking. So back to my slide. So there's a brief description here of screencasting. It's a process of making a video by recording your computer screen, like we've seen. But you can also record a phone. You can record a phone. So you have an Android phone or a Apple phone. You could record your phone and the actions on the phone and also your voice. So you record your computer screen, you record your voice through a microphone, and you record the sounds from your device. If it's a phone, you record the sounds from the phone. If it's a computer, you record, let's say I'm playing something, that sound is also captured. So with screencasting, you can also record a webcam. You can record a video. In Brian's presentation, there was no webcam, but you could record. It's possible in a screencasting to have your video appear so that people see you as you navigate your screen. Another good example of a screencast, which shows the camera, is this screencast Father Max made when he was supervising one of his students.
Where the staff, like the staff get your this evidence, and then the parliamentarians refuse it. So I have some small issue there.
So that is also another example where Father Max was using screencasting to go through the dissertation of the student. Then after the screencast, he saved the video and sent it to the student. So what can you do with screencasting? We have seen that you can actually interact with your students by making videos and sending to them. You can demonstrate an activity just like Brian has done. He has been demonstrating how to do several things on Moodle. You can use the screencast to introduce a course. At the beginning of your Moodle course, you could post, like Brian has shown us how to put a video using a label. So you could make a video screencast introducing the course to your students, and you place it in a label on your Moodle. That is a perfect use case for a screencast. You can also use it to teach. You can do a complete lecture and record yourself, record your webcam as well. So as you speak, students see you, they see what you're doing, and you post that video onto Moodle. You put it on YouTube and link it to Moodle. So what do you need to do a screencast? When you're doing a screencast, you need a computer. For amateurs, people who are not professionals, you could just use your laptop. A laptop would work best because the laptop has a webcam. It's got a microphone, an inbuilt microphone, and it's got speakers. So a laptop, for generally, if you're not really a professional making really good quality videos, you can just use your laptop. You can also use an external microphone, something like this one. This is a high quality microphone to capture the best sound possible. Then you could also have an external camera. There are those cameras which are like external webcams. You can buy one on Kampala Road. And speakers, obviously speakers. Your laptop usually has inbuilt speakers, but you can also add external speakers. You could also use headsets. These headsets for the mobile phone. You plug into your laptop. They both have a mouthpiece and speakers. And that's what I've been using. I've been making several screencasts, and I've been using my headsets. So finally, you need screen recording software. Yeah, this is just a note that the inbuilt computer is not usually the best. If you want good quality, you have to get separate microphone and camera. So for the screen recording software, we have several softwares available. Some of them are to be paid for, proprietary. This Camtasia is the best on the market, but it costs about $200 a year. It's quite expensive. And then you have these ones from Adobe, which are also quite expensive. But if it's really worth the cost, you can buy one of these and learn how to use it. They're very good. So what we're going to be learning is a free screencasting software called OBS Studio. This one is free and open source. You don't need a license, and it works very well. I have only about 10 minutes to present, so there's no way I can go through OBS Studio, but on the Moodle platform, under videos, when you go to, we posted video tutorials at the very bottom of your course content, and there is a video that I made. It's actually, at the moment, it's the last video at the bottom. It's multimedia creation, screencasting with OBS Studio. This one introduces you to this software. It shows you how to download it and how to install it and how to use it. So this is the interface for OBS Studio. When you watch the video, you will know what all this means, and you'll be able to record a video and finally get your video after recording. Now, for instance, this one of
Then
Brian.
to make sure that these
Sorry, this one that Brian recorded.
students are engaged. And
As Brian was speaking, I started it, and after he finished speaking, I had the video done. This is what he went through until the end. So this software is very, very amazing. You really like it, and you realize it's very, very valuable. And usually after making the video, you want to cut out some. You don't want to present your video with things like these. There's this beginning part you may want to cut out, and several things. Now, for instance, if I want to just get Brian's presentation, I will go all the way until he finished. So I'd like to cut out this part as well. I'm also going to make a video to show you how to edit your video and publish it on YouTube. Currently, I haven't done that yet, but I'll have another series here called Multimedia Creation, something like video editing. So I don't know if I've underused my time or overused it, but that is basically my presentation. If any questions?
Thank you very much, Michael, for exciting us into screencasting.
Yes. You're welcome.
We may not ask you many questions, but I think you have excited us. Some of us who hope to use it, we can continue with Michael. So the purpose, of course, we cannot have everything clear, and we cannot take it on today, but at least now we know what is there, where can we go, who can help us to get further into learning these tools. So these people who are presenting are part of us in our university. Let's continue engaging them all the time.
If
so
I could
that we
add,
can learn.
if I could add, these videos that we are, the recordings of the sessions we're having are all going to be available. After the videos, you have recorded live sessions, and this is a recording of all the live sessions we've been having. So you can always go back and see something that you perhaps wanted, you know, like Brian's presentation was quite nice. So you can, I'll post it here and you can go back and see what he has been going through. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.